My name is Sergeant First Class James L. Smith. I served in the U.S. Army. I had 27 years in the service for my country. I had 5 overseas tours of duty. In 1984, I was in Korea hot refueling helicopters coming off. I was in charge of hot refueling coppers coming off the DMZ. We worked with Korean soldiers, which is called Katusas, and we worked side by side. And I had 3 overseas tours in Egypt. We supported military troops that was training to be going into war in the desert. And our mission was to my mission was to supply fuel products for each one of them companies. Here's one I always liked, the bakery section. My boys said, they told me one time that Sarge said, we got this company that makes fresh homemade bread and all that out here in the field. I said, boy, I would love to have a couple loaves of hot raisin bread with powdered sugar frosting over it. And believe it or not, the next day some of my boys came in, they had a sack, and it had 2 loaves of bread and my powdered sugar frosting. It was wonderful. This part is hard to talk about, but during my overseas tour in Desert Storm, we had missions that our company, at that time I was in a reserve unit, and when we hit country, within 24 hours, the battalion commander of Riyadh got a hold of my section, and we had to be set up for fuel processing within 24 hours in Riyadh. And by the grace of God, we was able to. During this time, during that war, I was in charge of fuel from Riyadh clear up to Kuwait City, the main area where the war was going on. I had 50 soldiers in my platoon. Every one of us was close-knit family. You have to be, in a wartime situation, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, you have to work together. The freedom of our country depends on each and every one of us. By the grace of God, our company didn't have no casualties. Freedom comes with a price. It's bad to say. Some have to give their life. And when you raise that right hand and you take that vow, I solemnly swear to defend my country, that means peacetime and wartime. Where did I take my basic training? In Fort Ord, California. I mean, we was 8 weeks of basic training, and we also had our MOS training, which, and mine was 77 Fox, which is POL. We had about an 8-week class on it. And then once that was over, it all depended where they needed you at. Mm-hmm. We need, number one, to realize the future of our country depends on the youth of tomorrow. We have our NCOs and our soldiers who have them skills, but we also need the young troops that can come in, and the military, you can get good training. Also, the schooling you get, you can use in your civilian life. I love it. I'm proud to be a Cherokee. My little grandma she was about 4'8", and she had long hair. And I mean, I love my Cherokee heritage.